All right, so equitable empowerment. It's Achali Sacheli. It's a new name. And welcome and thank you so much for coming, because this event is a celebration. It's a celebration of 6 years' work. It's a celebration of many, many people, all levels of government, local people, NGOs, civil society. And as you can see from the outside today, the stands and the photographs, we're really celebrating people coming together, the regions, what's unique, rural people, and how urban and rural can both benefit together. So, what's in a name? A name's important? Yes, they are. I mean, myself, in the literature of the conference, I called myself a development professional. Well, even my parents, after 20 years of, me telling them I'm in development, they don't know what I do. They're really not sure at all. I mean, development can be a little bit dull. And you can, in describing what you do in development, need a dictionary and a translator. There are so many acronyms, there is so much jargon. When we came to this event, we wanted to really show that we were trying to do something different. We were trying to break from some of the old ideas and the old ways of thinking. So my team have been driven mad by me. They are so fed up of me because I refused to allow them to call this event a gender conference. That we had to call it something different. We had to call it an event to make this point. And the thing is, when we started the work that we started, it was about women and women accessing decision-making. But what really has become clear as we've gone on is that it's not just about women. It's about women and men and boys and girls and about all people. All people can benefit from this. So gender, if I may say the word, gender done well, gender done equitably, fairly, benefits everyone. And it will also have a much better chance of sustainable change. Just to give you a bit of background onto what the thinking was when we started the work, this map shows, it's from something called the CEDAW Convention. And we have an expert here from the committee speaking today. The CEDAW Convention is something from the UN, the Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. It's kind of like a global treaty that was developed, and countries sign up to it or they don't. Georgia, obviously, as you see from the map, is signed up. The point I'm making here is, if you have a look, the signing up for this treaty, the actual, which means that you sign gender equality into law, it's actually not that much of a problem. I mean, there are only on here 3 countries that say no, we're not doing gender equality. The rest of them actually have signed up. It's interesting, I'm trying not to point out that the United States hasn't here. They've signed it, but they've not ratified it. And one of the problems that we do have is that people accept different levels of how much they want to sign up for. However, in general, gender equality laws, the laws themselves, are in place. This map, however, shows the more nuanced picture. What we see here is, although the laws are in place, you have a much, much different situation to those laws being in use, being practically applied, being mainstreamed throughout society so that people are, men and women, are benefiting from a more equal society. Georgia here is on brown. I think you can read what it is. Little, needs to be a higher priority and needs to be more consistent in its application. Anyway, this, the fact that the laws were in place, but not really in use, was the basis for what we started our work with. So we said, okay, the laws are there. We don't need to go to government knocking on the door saying, please make gender laws. The laws were there. The thing was, we needed at community level to get those things working. So we started a model, a little pilot project, in Kwemokatli, Domanisi, Techitskaro da Zalka. Yeah, 3 women's rooms. We decided, like, okay, what do? We knew from our research that there was a problem with women feeling like they had the right to come into the building of the municipality. The municipality building represents the seat of local government. It represents the place where people come. They think, if I need government, where do I go? Well, I go to the building. So we knew from our research that women felt they could not access this. They felt uncomfortable to go in. So the very easy and simple thing we did was say, let's open a room. Let's open a space for women to come. It's got this very simple name called Women's Room. And the women can come in there, they can meet somebody who can give them consultancy, advice, information. There's a library, there's coffee and tea. There's a sofa, there's a toilet. When you come from the rural municipality in your marshrutka and there's nothing in town, there's no cafe, there's no toilets, there's nowhere to go. This is a very key point. That was the first thing. The second thing was saying, okay, these laws are in place. Let's help the municipality government understand them. Let's train the village representatives, the people who are the interface with the people. And all we did was very simply, you have the guidelines in your pack, this little blue book, very simply say, let's get women in these meetings. Let's encourage women. Let's just say, yeah, it's okay to come. You should come. It's your place to come. So we can have women's voices and men's voices. And also, finally, in working with gender, there can be some issues with upsetting people. Sometimes when NGOs go and they try and change things in villages, in families, with people, it can cause conflict. It can cause problems. It's very sensitive. We have different ethnicities and we have strong beliefs. However, this is great because this is government. And we're not saying anything radical. We're just saying something sensible, which is, let's have everybody there. And that's it. We're going to have some more speakers later. Sharana will talk about the guidelines themselves and highlight some things about them. And I think you'll like it because they're very simple. Just these things here on the slide. Government is a system. My program works with market systems. We try to get big impact through working through systems for more scale and more impact. Government is a system. And it's sustainable. I mean, unless everything goes completely wrong, government's going to be there. And it's going to keep being there. And using this system for outreach is just a very sensible and efficient thing to do. The other thing is connectivity. What this event's going to show you today is how many people are involved already in this. And how, if I'm a woman in a municipality and I want to start a business, I hear about it maybe on television, but I don't know how to connect myself to that. If I can go to a women's room and ask, I want to start a business, and they say, okay, yes. We know a business organization, they can help with your training, they can help with writing a business plan, and you can access Produce in Georgia funding. So these are the examples you're going to hear today of how this works, and it's very easy. And finally, just to say, always emphasize the positive. We know, all of us know how terrible things are in the world. We all know how many horrible things are happening. We have social media, the news, telling us constantly on an hourly changing feed how appalling and horrifying everything is. And it's very easy to walk around with a constant sense of depression. However, there is also a lot of very good things happening. There are very good things happening. And this conference is basically event. Did I say conference? This event is to prove and show that focus on the positive. It gets you much further, even if the negative is there. Start, and you'll get somewhere. So that's it, actually. Next steps. Really hope that after showing the strength of this model, after showing the enfranchisement of women, and I would say people, men and women, it's not just about women, because the quality of the debate starts to improve when you engage both sexes. So this is the important point. So I would like to say thank you very much. I hope you really, really enjoy this conference. And as I say, let's see how we can take this forward. The model exists. We have the system. The next step is quite an easy one for just people to take it and use it in other places as well. Everything's in place. Take it and apply it. Thank you very much.